shifting dunes of hot desert sands under towering red rock landscapes. Welcome to Omaha, Nebraska. We are boots on the ground in America's best zoo, hiking through the incredibly immersive, award-winning, multiple Guinness Book of World Records titles holding Desert Dome. The world's largest indoor desert lives in the world's largest glazed geodesic dome. This self-supporting structure is made up of 1,760 acrylic panels. It is 13 stories tall, and it towers over not just the zoo, but the city of Omaha as a whole. That is both because it is, in fact, huge, and also because there's not really that much else going on in Omaha. My apologies to the people of Omaha. You shouldn't have to live here. The combined square footage of the upper and lower floors is over 84,000 square feet, or about 2 acres. The immersion is real. And I just have to say, the Desert Dome is the place to be right about now. I'm filming this sit-down portion midwinter. It was negative 10 degrees outside this morning. Take me back to summer at the Desert Dome. The main floor is split into 3 geographic areas: the Namib Desert of Southern Africa, the Red Center of Australia, and the Sonoran Desert of North America's Western Middle. The first thing you see walking into the Namib portion is Big Pile of Sand. Big Pile of Sand is 30 feet tall and weighs over 300 tons. It's the first thing you see. We're going all in on Big Pile of Sand. Can't be the world's largest desert without a big pile of sand. Opposite Big Pile of Sand, there are some animals. This stinky little guy is a bat-eared fox. Native to Southern Africa, they use their massive ears to help thermoregulate. Increased surface area allows more heat to radiate away from the body. See similar adaptations in other desert-dwelling creatures. Another benefit to those huge ears is if you line them just right, you can pick up basic cable. Big fans of young Sheldon. Common dwarf mongoose. These were some of my favorite animals in the desert. Lots of personality with these guys, and very different reactions to the 360 camera. It's either that death stick is a snake, everybody run, or I'm ready for my close-up. And they're very tactile animals, from the cute little cuddle puddle they were doing earlier to whatever this is. There's nothing like a couple hugs from behind between friends. The rest of the animals in the Namib portion are all reptilians. Puff adders, zebra spitting cobras, black mambas. Plot twist, black mambas? Not black. Well, they're not black on the outside, they're black on the inside. Sort of a Rachel Dolezal type of situation going on here. They're so called for the inky black color on the inside of their mouth. Their venom contains neurotoxins whose effects you start to feel within 10 minutes. And bites are typically fatal unless you are immediately treated with anti-venom.
Do you know you have 30 minutes?
Are you kidding me?
30, yes.
The next portion of the dome is the Red Center, featuring the animals of Australia's outback. This sign says this is a Perentie. Is this not just a dinosaur? Perentes can grow up to 8 to 9 feet in length, so clearly they did Jurassic Park. John Hammond, you son of a Perentes are apex predators that can climb trees, run up to 25 miles per hour, and they have toxic saliva with anticoagulant properties. Thank goodness they generally avoid people. I gotta say, the day that Perentes put people on the menu, that's a wrap. We just give Australia to the creatures and call it a day. Kookaburras are an Australian icon, famous for their call that sounds like a laugh. They look like this cute little bird, but they're almost exclusively carnivorous predators. They'll eat mice, reptiles, frogs, other birds. And if the prey is too large to swallow whole, they'll sort of bash it against a hard surface to sort of mush up, blend up the insides, make it softer, easier to swallow. The human equivalent to that would be if you're trying to eat a whole rotisserie chicken, so you just blended it, bones and all, until you could drink it like a milkshake. Keep an eye out for the hottest new protein shake on the market, bottled rotisserie chicken. Delicious. Kimberley Rock monitors are native to far northwest Australia. This guy is big, tweaker energy. It was probably around lunchtime, and I probably looked like I had bugs on me. And sometimes I do. The third and final biome of the upper dome is designed after North America's Sonoran Desert. I really fell in love with the landscaping here, especially all those Saguaro cactuses. I am born and raised in the Midwest, so this is like an alien planet to me. You may notice some of the dead cacti still standing tall. The ribs of a Saguaro cactus have a similar composition to hardwood, so indigenous people would use them as a building material. I always kind of thought of cacti as like big spiky cucumbers, but it turns out that is not scientifically accurate. Do feel free to take notes. These videos are educational. Like if you've learned something new today. Today I learned how to unsubscribe and block somebody on YouTube. Happy to help. Peccaries, or Javelinas, are pig-like ungulates. Ungulate just means it's a hoofed mammal, and while they descend from a similar ancestor as domestic pigs, they are not pigs. Domestic pigs actually come from the other side of the world, and when they escape captivity and become feral hogs, they're an invasive species. Peccaries, on the other hand, are indigenous native species to North America. And, you know, they're smaller, cuter, borderline friend-shaped. Like, catch me at a Whole Foods with my emotional support peccary. What job is he performing? Well, I'm avoiding gluten, and so if I were to accidentally pick up a loaf of sourdough, it'll bite me on my calf. Sometimes it'll just bite me on the calf unprompted. Can't really control when it is not biting me on my calf, okay? They generally don't cause people any trouble besides digging up a garden or getting in your trash. But if they feel threatened, they can become aggressive. So just remember the rhyme, peccary, leave it be. Feral hog, free ham. It's okay to eat a little bit of feral hog as a snack. Looking down on the peccaries is an ocelot. Ocelots are a medium-sized wildcat with a huge habitat range everywhere from Arizona to Brazil. They generally hunt small to medium-sized terrestrial mammals like armadillos, possum, rodents, but they have been found hunting larger mammals like sheep, deer, and apparently children. Blurring faces to protect people's privacy. This mom with her kid in the stroller discovered that the ocelot was locked in on her child. They started like moving back and forth and the ocelot was tracking right with them. Everybody was like, oh, how cute, how fun. Kitty's making a friend. The only thing this cat was making was plans for lunch. You know, little Becca's about to be a fancy feast. Love the naming convention of turkey vultures. You know what that bird looks like? Another bird. A vulture that looks like a turkey, like a bird. Turkey vultures have the widest range of any New World vulture, everywhere from southern Canada all the way down to the very bottom tip of South America. My favorite fact of the day is that they engage in a process called urohydrosis. It is the act of urinating or defecating on one's own legs for evaporative cooling. Keeping it cool. Cantil Vipers are an extremely venomous pit viper species. They're immediately recognizable by their distinct facial features. Their disposition has been described as nasty, and reactions to their venom are pretty extreme. You pretty much have three options. Option 1, amputate the affected area. Option 2, you know, just let the dead flesh fall off the bone in chunks. And then of course you've always got option number 3, which is to die. Yeah, gonna go ahead and put Cantil Vipers on the do not pet list. Next up, Rattlesnake Canyon. Okay, normally if a place is called Rattlesnake Canyon, you do not go to there. That is a bad place. Here at the zoo, Rattlesnake Canyon is encased in thick plexiglass, so it's okay. There's some discussion over whether it's the eastern or western diamondbacks that are responsible for the most snakebite deaths in America. I'm just gonna play it safe and avoid them both. The deadly nature of these snakes is a direct result of its highly defensive disposition. If threatened, a western diamondback is gonna stand its ground. Like a true Texan, except instead of getting shot by your neighbor, you're getting injected with the death juice. The final animal on the main floor of the desert dome is the white-nosed Coati. Coatis are related to raccoons. They are omnivores, so they'll eat everything. Fruit, insects, and apparently Aldi brand Reggiano Penne Regatta.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's
delicious.
amore.
All right, everybody, we did it. We survived our hike, our trek through the world's largest indoor desert. But the fun doesn't have to stop there. Make sure you're subscribed because in our next video, we're going downstairs to Kingdoms of the Night, the world's largest nocturnal exhibit. You do not want to miss all of the ooky spooky creepy crawly creatures. So make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned for more. Goodbye.